Hello everyone, good afternoon. We have just completed a test and I attempted to use Google Forms to create the question paper, and I would like to use this platform to share my experiences on creating a question paper using Google Forms and conducting the test as well. Um, I found that it was a little bit challenging to frame the question paper because I wanted to ensure that the child has understood the concept, and I was able to give them only multiple choice questions. So keeping that in mind, I had framed a question paper in English for grade 5 and a question paper for social for grade 3. So I'm just sharing my experiences on how to make a question paper using Google Forms. Okay, so go ahead to the link and click on go to Google Forms, and you will see this screen. Okay, and this is where you type in all your responses, but before that you have to make sure that it is a quiz. You are going to give a quiz because I chose a quiz. So go to these three little dots that you can see next to the profile picture. If you click on that, you will get this window which pops out. All right, so come to settings and scroll down on that top bar and select quizzes. So once you make this a quiz, you have these options, quiz options, where the score will be released immediately after a student is submitting his or her responses, and they can also see what are the questions that they have missed, and also what are the correct answers and how much did they score. So then once you save it, you come back to this option, this page I mean, where you can fill in the name of the form. So like how you do in a normal question paper, the name of the school, the name of the subject, how many marks, and any other information that you want to give. Alright, so where it says untitled question, that is where you are going to type in the question. So go ahead and type in your first question, and after that you can choose. There's a drop down box, so go ahead, and I chose multiple choice. I gave them fill in the blanks as well, but you can get varied correct answers, similar answers, um, which I did not want to take a chance with. So I gave them multiple choice, and you can choose, you can input the amount of points you want to give for that particular question, and where it says option, that's where you're going to write down the options. Okay, so if you look at the last the toolbar, the first one is a plus symbol. So if you click on that, you can write question number 2 and carry on, so on and so forth. There are other options that you can experiment with. Alright, so I stuck with multiple choice questions and I gave them choose the correct answer. I gave them 10 marks for fill in the blanks as well. But when you're giving fill in the blanks, you must remember that when you input the answer, it is case sensitive. So if the child is going to write the answer starting with a capital letter, or if she's going to answer completely with capital letters, then it will mark the answer as wrong. So you have to keep that in mind. Okay, so keeping that in mind, you have to give different options. For example, let's say the correct answer is tent. Alright, so you give them in your answer key, you are giving small letters T, E and T, and the child is writing capital letters T and T. It will be marked as wrong. So in that case, you have to, go one step ahead and input all the different variations that the child will write so that it can accept all of those answers. Alright. So once that is done, I went up to 30 questions. Alright. So you can go ahead, just click on that cross symbol. So you can go one after the other. And after each question, you can just press on the button where it says done. Right. So once done, your question paper is ready, and you can share it via WhatsApp. Share it with the on your group, or you can test it out. That's what I did. I tested it out with a couple of people before I actually rolled it out. So whatever mistakes or errors there were, I was able to correct it. So once the children have attempted the answers, this is how your page will look like. Remember the first page where it said untitled. This is how it will look like. And if you notice the responses, you can see the total number of responses that you have received. Now here is a tricky part. You must remember that 60 students have not responded. Okay, the children have the option of attempting again and again, because immediately soon as they input the wrong answer, the correct answer will pop up, so they get their feedback immediately. So these children tend to redo it till they get everything correct. All right, so what do we do about it? I will tell you. So if you can see, there are 60 responses that I have received for my term 1 test for grade 3 in social science, and the total marks was for 30. Alright. So click on responses. When you click on responses, here it clearly shows 60 responses, and if you look below 60 responses, you can see accepting responses. Alright. This page will give you a summary of a summary of how the children have actually answered, and it says accepting responses. So I want them to complete the test within 2 hours. So what I do, after 2 hours, I will select that bar not accepting responses. So after 2 hours, the children, even if they have the link, they cannot attempt the question paper. So now once this is done, how do I, what is the next step? So if you see the little green symbol over there with the kind of a cross on it, you can convert it into a spreadsheet on Google Drive. And when you open it, this is how it will look like. It will have the timestamp at what time the child has attempted, and it will give you the score of the child, like how we have our mark slip. Immediately it shows you like that, along with the student's name, the name with which the child has entered. So here you will see if the child has attempted the question paper more than once. So all you have to do is just delete it. Alright. If the child has attempted it more than once, delete it. What I did was, I took the first attempt. Some children have attempted 3 times, 5 times. So I just deleted all of those things. Okay. And you have the child's name, you have the timestamp, and most importantly, you have the score. You also have the response that you received for each and every question. So in case you want to give individual feedback to the child, if a child wants to know where is it that I went wrong, what is the mistake I made, you can find out, because for each question the answers will be displayed. Okay, so I had a nice experience, and the children also enjoyed, because they didn't have to write much. Particularly the smaller class children, they really enjoyed. They just had to read and select the right answer. You can make your questions more interesting. You can add videos. See, if you, let me just show you. See, um, if you look at this bar at the very last, uh, there is an option where you can actually click on gallery, and you can put in videos, you can put in pictures for the kids to make their own interpretation, and higher class children, I'm sure they can type in their responses, but you will have to read the response to allot the marks. That will be a bit challenging, I feel. But you can make your question paper quite interesting by putting in pictures and videos. So, this was my learning from the digital question paper that I had an experience with. So, thank you very much.